We are on about as famous a backlot as you're going to get. Oh my Lord, look at this. Peter and I had the first two dressing rooms right next to the hair and makeup thing. Movies are this one-on-one relationship. Movies are made for one person and one person only, and that's the person that is viewing. We all have our own memories that are connected to a specific film that if we think about it, we can remember where we were, what theater we saw it in, or maybe what weekend it was when we happened to see them on TV. It's like as personal as reading a book. I had never read a book that captured the movie making experience as I experienced making a movie. I think anybody who works in an office or on a construction site, even just a supermarket, might think that the efforts that they put into their job are as far removed from what goes into the making of a motion picture. It's actually much the same. Who causes a problem? Who's got an interesting idea? Who can make things happen a little faster? The end result is just different because you get a movie at the end of it. And by text, I don't mean not just your dialogue, but the entire movie. Because actors always get, we're going to be in here, you're going to get a shot. Where's the camera going to be? What's the shot going to be? Dude, just behave, all right? And everybody else will make that happen, because otherwise all your performances end up looking something like this. You know, it's like, dude, no one turns and looks that way at the horizon. No. This is what I used to do. I'd go in the mirror and I'd say, oh, here's what I want to do with it. Here's what I want to do with this scene. I want to go like this. Here's what I want to do. I think a thing happened recently, and I'll go back to the 1980s as far as technology goes, because the moment you could watch any movie you wanted to, anytime you wanted to, as long as you had a copy of it on VHS, that altered the economic structure. Suddenly there was a huge revenue stream that came from making anything. You made a tape of it. And even if the movie was no good, it still had to sell 110,000 copies, so it would be in your local video rental store, right? Take that and add on to it, then everything pay-per-view, and now streaming goes. That revenue aspect of it, and this is totally business. This ain't art. This is literally the bread and butter issues of how can that pie, that financial pie, be divided so that the people, the artists, who are truly responsible for how good anything is going to be. Start with the writers who build all of this stuff out of nothing. If the writers, and I'll say along with it, the directors and the actors, and also IA, the people who do this for a living, have to work so hard and get paid as little as possible in order to bring these things to fruition, that's not good for the food chain. That's not good for the ecological atmosphere of the arts and sciences of a movie. And on one hand, it's like, well, you know, things aren't the same. People don't go to the movies. People sign up for streamers. And well, then how do you know, it's funny how that, not to get into these issues, because I'm a member of every guild there is, including the Producers Guild. So I've had to work within the confines of all of the restrictions and all the stuff that can get in the way of making the movie and telling the story that you want to. There's no question that this has to be figured out now. Strikes used to happen because a new thing was coming down the pike that was going to have to be, and the contracts come up at a certain time. So, well, let's renegotiate. And you could always say, everybody could say with some degree of truthfulness, well, we're not sure actually how this is going to pan out. That's the way it was in 1980 when I was doing Bosom Buddies, and there was an actor's strike. 81 when I was doing the Bosom Buddies, and there was a writer's strike. I don't think that's the case right now. The economic picture is, I think, relatively obvious of where it is. And you have streaming services that everybody wants, some program that is on there. And without there being the rightful recompense for things that work and are popular, as well as the aspects of exclusivity, like if you write or work or direct on something on one streaming service, anything you would do on another streaming service would be in competition, so therefore there's an anti-competition clause, which means you can't take jobs and you cannot create your own work because you've taken something that ends up being pan out. There are so many bread and butter, and when I mean that, it's like, look, is it right that somebody can create a series or direct a series or star in a series that is spread out so far and wide that you end up working for a lot less money for something that is actually profitable, that is actually viewed as valuable and profitable for the people who air it, for the business people that air it? It has to be worked out, and it has to be worked out in an ecumenical way in which we understand that, guys, we're all in this together. There is a win-win circumstance here that can only come about when everybody is paid their fair share. And what that fair share is, you have to be dispassionate about it, what it's going to be. And believe me, I'm no expert in what this is. I only know that I'm the same consumer at the end of the day as you are. What works and what is willing to be paid for. And also let's talk about the contract that goes on between, by contract I don't mean negotiated contract, I mean the contract that the audience has with the storytellers. There is now a completely different set of rules that goes into how we decide to be entertained and how we decide to pay for what that entertainment is. Because if you and I and everybody else in this room wanted to be entertained for free for the rest of the month, we could be, between YouTube or an app or anything else that is part of the social media. That's free. That means it does not cost us anything. Now, our desire, I think, as an audience is that we want to go off and be challenged by what we see, and so we go off and we'll try to do that. Now, that also has to enter into what all of this fray is, as far as what is this business that is going to sustain us both artistically, scientifically, and financially.